is like. The program is more than just Jonquilo itself, where we bring a group of teens to perform, but we also assist them with life lessons, find scholarship opportunities for them to go abroad and further their education. In this day and time, it's very hard for kids coming up, and so we try to find means within the Jonquilo arena, but at the same time use just Jonquilo as the outlet to make them better at life. Crime-free? Looks like me.
Do your part. Join the movement to a safer Bahamas.
Good morning and welcome. I'm Dr. Gale, and I'm inviting you to be a part of a journey where we open the Word of God to receive strength, to receive empowerment from the Scriptures as they have been written. Get your Bibles, get your cup of coffee or your tea, because this journey is gonna be great. This is your day of victory.
Summer in the Bahamas. The weather is hot, but not as hot as the ZNS summer packages. Get ads on ZNS TV or ZNS Radio Network or the TV community page, or a combination of all three. ZNS has got you covered with great prices, whatever package you choose. Book before June 7th and get the local Federation Championship Baseball bonus full of all kinds of extras free of charge. Contact your account executive or call ZNS Sales at 502-3800 today. Hot summer package rates valid until July 31st.
With our adoption by the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas.
We figured that we could use the First Bahamas branch of Toastmasters Club 1600, an all-male club that specializes and focuses on developing young men for leadership through communication.
This program has grown and has impacted our school in such a positive way that I don't think we'll ever have them leave us.
Too often, instead of us looking within, we look outside for someone to blame. Go take a look in the mirror. Instead of trying to identify what the problems are, let's try and figure out how we become a part of the solution.
We are teaching these children how to dream beyond their community.
Crime-free looks like me.
Do your part. Join the movement to a safer Bahamas.
I have been coming to this island since I was 12 years old. It didn't take me long to realize the rich history it has here. When I bought this island in 2018, I fulfilled a lifelong dream. The goal is not only to preserve the memories I made over those years, but to make new ones and to give others the opportunity to do the same. As we go through this process, it has become clear to me, we aren't just rebuilding an island, we're reviving a legend.
Here in the Caribbean region, our climate is changing, resulting in intense heat as temperatures soar. This increase in temperature is having a significant impact on our energy sector.
With the increase in temperatures, we, of course, are expecting an increase in the use of electricity or cooling, etc. So there's an increased demand on the utility companies to, provide for that overload on their systems.
The hotter it gets, the more energy need there is for cooling among the population, but also the harder it becomes for electricity to be produced. So the efficiency of electricity production is typically also lower when it's really hot.
But there are ways we can help. Simple actions can make a big difference.
There are certain measures that we can take to make sure that we mitigate some of the possible impacts, such as using LED bulbs.
It's up to all of us to take proactive steps. Stay informed and prepared. Together, we can weather this storm. For more information and updates, follow CIMH on X, Facebook, and Instagram.
Join us each Sunday at 5 p.m. and Tuesdays at 2:30 p.m. for Legends, the Untold Story, here on the ZNS Television Network.
Well, what about me?
What about you, what?
Well, I thirsty too, you know.
You want to see all the water out there?
Well, why you don't give me your water, and then you go try and drink that salt water?
You crazy, eh?
I ain't the one talking to a dog, you know.
Ain't nobody can drink salt water.
Then why you won't give it to me? All dogs need fresh, cool water and sufficient shelter from the sun all year round, especially on the beach and during the hot summer months.
Summers are very hot here in the Bahamas, so please make sure all pets have ample, cool, fresh water in proper containers and sufficient shelter from the sun, even on the beach. And make sure all dog houses and kennels have proper ventilation. Let's make it Bahamian to be humane.
This message has been brought to you by the Bahamas Humane Society and the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas.
What does disability look like? In a busy airport terminal, at the check-in counter, at security checkpoints, or even in baggage claim? Passengers with hidden disabilities often go unnoticed. Globally, 1 in 7 persons have some form of a disability. 80% of those disabilities are non-visible. In an airport environment, workers are often unaware of hidden physical, mental, or neurological disabilities that some passengers live with. This can lead to frustration and a less than ideal travel experience. So, how do we make the invisible more visible? At LPIA, we've implemented the Sunflower Lanyard program. The lanyards are visual cues for airport workers to immediately identify passengers who might need additional assistance. NAD is teaming up with the National Commission for Persons with Disabilities and key stakeholders at LPIA to launch the internationally recognized initiative. We're joining more than 180 airports and 26 countries already in the program. NAD is the first organization in the Bahamas to recognize the Sunflower Initiative. It's a way to show our continued commitment to making LPIA a safe, welcoming, and inclusive airport for all. Passengers needing to secure a free sunflower lanyard can email sunflower@nas.bs or call 1242-397-8600. For more information, visit www.nassauLPIA.com.
The thought of colon cancer never really crossed my mind until 2019, when a very good friend of mine was diagnosed with stage 4 colon cancer. I was shocked. Everybody was shocked because he was a picture of perfect health. He was young, athletic, successful, and full of life. Many of us are still in disbelief. I started to question my own health because if it happened to him, surely it could happen to me. Then came the fear, the anxiety, and everything else in between. Facing your own mortality is very sobering. But for me, I decided right then to have a colonoscopy. And I'm glad I did.
Colon cancer is the 3rd most common cancer diagnosed in Bahamian men and women. Fortunately, almost all colon cancers are preventable. A colonoscopy or some other appropriate form of colon cancer screening is recommended for everyone over the age of 45. During a colonoscopy, we can detect and remove colon polyps that may grow and later become colon cancers. Don't wait until you develop symptoms, such as blood in your stool, abdominal pain, a significant change in your bowel habits, or unintentional weight loss. These may all be indications of a severe problem that requires immediate attention. If you're over the age of 45 or have any of those symptoms, talk to your doctor about the benefits of colon cancer screening today.
The National Voice turns 89, and we're inviting you to celebrate with us. Sunday, May 25th, we're taking you to church for our 11 a.m. service live from Grace Community Church in Palmetto Avenue. Then, join us for the Awesome God concert live from Southland Cathedral on Soldier Road beginning promptly at 7 p.m. I'm talking Christopher Roberts, Simeon Alton, Shabak, Dwight and Brewster, E-Man, Carity Newton and Southland Music, DJ Godson, and much more. This concert is totally free, so come and celebrate with us.
We seem to remember our athletes when they make us proud at the finish line. Throw a jungle parade when they return home, toss them a few dollars, and then forget about them until the next Members of the prestigious Fourth Estate should never sell themselves to any politician. Instead, keep their hands and noses clean in order to publish or broadcast the unadulterated truth. Well, that's how I see it anyway.
Read as I see it, exclusively at ZNSBahamas.com. New articles premiere on Mondays at 9 a.m.
Join us each Sunday at 5 p.m. and Tuesdays at 2:30 p.m. for Legends, the Untold Story, here on the ZNS Television Network.
Covering the news seems easy, but we put thought into what we're doing. The Bahamas Tonight Access Now, here to inform, educate, and entertain. A new type of newscast featuring social media trends, news from around the islands, interviews with the people you like in our communities, sports, weather, and fabulous entertainment. That's a Bahamas Tonight Access Now with Marlena Leonard and LaDon Davis. 7:30, Monday to Friday. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
Welcome to What's Trending. Join me, Jiminita Swain.
And me, The Bahama Beauty, Monday through Thursday at 6 p.m.
Only on the ZNS Network.
Planning the execution of a newscast is serious business. From the assignment to the concept of the story, everything has to be precise, on point, always. The Bahamas Tonight, the national report, is your trusted news service. We get it right the first time. Our preparation for you each night is done with care, knowing that our voices will reach you on 700 islands and keys with unquestionable accuracy. It gives me great pleasure each night to say,
welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the national report. I'm your national anchor, Mukesh Lopinder.
ZNS News is brought to you by the new BTC. Fiber is here. Faster, stronger, more reliable. Together, we are unstoppable. Switch today.
Coming up in the Bahamas Tonight, Grand Bahama turns the page to its next chapter as the work begins to restart that island's powerful economic engine. Also, a major drug bust in the southern Bahamas leaves 5 men in the hands of the police. And politicians, justices, and clergymen all paying tribute to a fallen nationalist. The Bahamas Tonight, the national report, starts now. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the broadcast. Apologies for our late start tonight, but smiles, applause, cheers, and handshakes all around. After a series of starts and stops, it's a done deal. The government today locked down a nearly $1 billion heads of agreement for the purchase of the Grand Lukayan Resort, clearing the way for demolition and, more importantly, renewed hope that the rebirth of Grand Bahama's economy is taking shape. Our team coverage starts tonight with Devontae Hanna. Devontae?
Well, Makushla, it's a brand new chapter for Grand Bahama and perhaps one of the most ambitious yet. Today, officials unveiled the brand new deal for the redevelopment of the Grand Lukayan Resort, a deal that has been long awaited by residents and, of course, Bahamians across the length and breadth of the country. And officials are hoping that with this brand new deal, it can revitalize the economy of Grand Bahama and the people here. Joan Davis-Roll has the full rundown of all of today's events. Take a look.
It was a grand day on Grand Bahama as a new chapter was written in this island's history. Holding the golden pen was none other than the Prime Minister, the Honorable Philip Brave Davis. Delayed but not denied, as the historic signing of the heads of agreement signaling the sale of the multi-million-dollar Grand Lukayan resort was held. Hailed as the visionary and beaming with pride as he rose to the podium and to standing ovation, the Prime Minister, the Honorable Philip Brave Davis.
I intend to leave behind real results for the people of Grand Bahama. Jobs, infrastructure, healthcare, opportunity, and most of all, dignity. That's what matters. That's what lasts. What a blessing it is to be here with you today, to be able to come together to share triumph rather than tragedy. Every island in our country carries its own story, but Grand Bahama's story is unlike any other. You have faced economic downturns and the strongest storms in nature's arsenal. Yet no matter the force of devastation, when the waters recede, the people of Grand Bahama rise.
Excited and introducing the master plan for this massive redevelopment, which carries a price tag in excess of $300 million, was Concord Wilshire executive Nate Sarang, along with the Minister for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Ginger Moxie.
I would like to especially thank Honorable Prime Minister Davis, who has put so much time, energy, effort, and heart into this asset. And thank you for trusting our company with this beautiful resort and this opportunity to not only reignite this resort, but to create one of the most unique mixed-use destination resorts in the Bahamas.
Today is another grand day, and this right here is a very, very big deal for the people of Grand Bahama Island.
One of the most stirring messages delivered from this podium today came from a top executive of the Grand Bahama Port Authority, Ian Roll, who not only sang the praises of the government, but indeed the Prime Minister.
This deal had the fingerprints of leadership on it. It got special attention from our Prime Minister, the Right Honorable Philip Brave Davis.
The deal has now been sealed, and Grand Bahama's ship has finally come in. And in the words of the Prime Minister, all and sundry are welcome to be a part of this new and exciting chapter of this northern island. Reporting for ZNS Network News, I'm Joan Davis-Roll.
Well, as you can tell, it's been a pretty historic day and one that will be remembered, I'm sure, for a lot of Grand Bahamians this particular day. That signing, definitely a historic one. But right now we're in Port Lukayan, which sits just opposite the Grand Lukayan property, and it's the place where a celebration of sorts is happening. I can tell you that there are people from all walks of life that are here enjoying the music of this band that you can see behind me, and all celebrating what they're considering a win for the city of Freeport, and of course the entire island and the country at large. We heard from the Prime Minister and the Director of Aviation, who both said that an airport is on the way for Grand Bahama, and they are hoping that this new revitalization will shore up this economy and build it back after dealing with COVID-19, Hurricane Dorian, and several other hurricanes and storms over the past few years. So right now from Port Lukayan, we're going to be live here for the rest of the night, so stay tuned. I'm going to send it back to you in studio, Makushlo.
Well, thanks, Devontae. Now, standing room only, as you saw in our footage earlier at today's historic signing over in Grand Bahama. Ramiko Knowles had a bird's eye view of all of it. Ramiko, what can you tell us? Well, from the Grand Lukayan, before we get to our Ramiko Knowles, we can tell you, as indicated by Devontae Hannah, that celebrations continuing at the Grand Lukayan, Port Lukayan, right next door to the Port Lukayan, that's right next door to the Grand Lukayan Hotel. Those in attendance enjoying an impressive rush out featuring Grand Bahama junk canoe groups. It was there that Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis declared that his administration will ensure Grand Bahama businesses will have access to those opportunities. But before we go there, we return now to our Ramiko Knowles for all of the excitement that happened earlier today.
Kushla, it is a promise that has been signed, sealed, and delivered by the Davis-Cooper administration, and one that the people of Grand Bahama have been calling for and waiting on for so many years. And it happened today, and the excitement is definitely brewing in the atmosphere. Many of people are just waiting to see what happens next, and that will be the next question. How long will the developments take to happen? We were inside the Grand Ballroom all day, where the Deputy Prime Minister, the Minister for Grand Bahama, along with the nation's leader Prime Minister, the Honorable Philip Davis, and the developers spoke. Cleopatra Murphy has that story.
The Grand Lukayan Resort will soon be underway after President of Concord Wilshire, Nate Sarang, unveiled plans for the $827 million investment set to include a 35-acre destination resort, a 350-room branded hotel, and a 120-unit timeshare residential resort during a ceremony for the signing of the heads of agreement for what will become the new Grand Lukayan Resort and Village Thursday.
We collaborate and we design and build with the cities and the communities around our projects. And that's exactly why the Grand Lukayan was such a perfect fit for us. We're committed to being here besides you as your neighbors and partners to bring back tourism, jobs, and a strong economy to Freeport. But most importantly, to bring a lot of your Grand Bahamians back home.
It is a 7-cylinder project inclusive of a golf course, casino, and other features. Minister of Tourism, Investments, and Aviation, the Honorable Chester Cooper, says the sale sets the foundation for long-term economic growth for Grand Bahama, adamant that with Concord Wilshire, government has struck the right deal.
A redeveloped Grand Lukayan Hotel and the surrounding areas is a key plank in the overall ecosystem of this island. With nearly $1 billion of new investment today, the project is intended to be redeveloped, as you have already seen and heard, as a first-class, world-class, not just a resort, but a world-class destination in and of itself.
It's set to create 1,750 permanent jobs, and Minister for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Ginger Moxie, says the signing signals renewed hope and better days ahead for Grand Bahama.
The redevelopment of this iconic property will stimulate jobs, create more opportunities for local businesses and entrepreneurs, generate new developments in the hospitality, retail, and real estate sectors, increase heads and beds, and breathe new life into our island.
Grand Bahama Port Authority President Ian Roll also praised the deal, one he says the body is pleased to partner with government on.
What was closed is being reopened. What was lost is being redeemed. This is not just a milestone. It was a marathon. And now we declare that the race was not in vain.
U.S. Chargé d'Affaires Kimberly Furnish says it's a momentous occasion that marks a new beginning for the resort and Grand Bahama.
We are thrilled to witness firsthand the revitalization of Grand Bahama. And we are even more elated to know that a U.S. company and U.S. investment are leading the way in strategic and impactful foreign investments on this island.
For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Cleopatra Murphy.
Makushla government officials also said today that 1,300 jobs will be created during the reconstruction phase and 1,700 permanent jobs once it is completed. It is something that, once again, Grand Bahama has been waiting on for so many years. This redevelopment, according to the Prime Minister, is nearly $1 billion. And so that goes to show you how important, not only important, but how this development will shape Grand Bahama and the people of Grand Bahama. We also had an opportunity to look at some of the renderings today, and it is completely amazing. And so, as a Grand Bahamian, I am appreciative of so many things that are happening today, and I can tell you the people in Port Lukayan Marketplace are continue continuing the celebration. The band is still playing, the music is still live, and there are so many people that are just sitting and enjoying themselves. I mean, hours after the Prime Minister made his address, and so people are here enjoying the festivities, and this night will continue to be an amazing one, and it will certainly go down in the history books for Grand Bahama. Back to you in studio.
Well, thanks, Ramiko. As you can hear, the celebration spilled over from the Grand Lukayan Resort to the Port Lukayan Marketplace, where the Prime Minister and Minister of Finance, the Honorable Philip Davis, made this appeal to Grand Bahamians.
Stay ready. Build, train, hire, collaborate, improve, prepare. Because I believe this island is turning the corner. And when we do, I want everyone who stayed through the struggle to be standing tall in the success. The future we are building is about Bahamians. It's about local families being able to grow a business, send their children to school, and build a life right here in Grand Bahama.
Now, Grand Bahama, just one of the islands on which the government is keen on expanding opportunities. And according to Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Tourism, Investments and Aviation, the Honorable Chester Cooper, tapping into that economic empowerment means going after the key driver of the economy, tourism.
There is a severe shortage of hotel rooms in Exuma across the country. So there's opportunities, as we all know, for short-term rentals. As Aaron pointed out, also for long-term housing. We must look at tourism as the driver, but we must look at all of the opportunities that are indirectly connected thereto. Agriculture, for example, if you had the opportunity to get a containerized farm to be able to grow leafy greens, lettuce, etc., you would be able to supply the entire island of Exuma. We must simply look at a problem that exists and seek to solve it. Start at a very basic level and move from there. But I invite Bahamians to not just think of the small things.
All the minister asks is that Exumians, who turned out for an SBDC town meeting in Georgetown last evening, to be innovative and creative with the financial backing of the SBDC as help. In fact, its executive director, Samantha Rhodes, says of the over $90 million in grants, loans, and equity funding, Exuma has secured about $1.3 million. Still, she accepts that's not enough.
One of our key things is while we can provide access to capital is important. One thing to start a business, it's another thing to get the money in order to fund that business. But you want to be able to sustain. And so it's important through our programs that you indulge in our capacity building and our entrepreneurial training and our advisory support, because it's free 99. It's free 99, but it is absolutely invaluable.
Coming up, the Ministry of Education responds to the odor impact of last month's fire on neighboring schools. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. There's more news in a moment.
Imagine a world where every brand knows your name and every store awaits your arrival. Elite shopping, travel where luxury is a lifestyle and every journey feels like home. Dine where every flavor is just for you, every table reserved, and every moment a taste of perfection. Make every big moment even bigger. Experience banking where wealth isn't just managed, it's maximized. Step into a world without limits. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Irresistible taste of a KFC big deal, some people will do anything. KFC, it's finger licking good.
While others see customers as numbers, we see our customers as people, neighbors, friends who deserve more than one-sided connections. That's why we are redefining what real connection is by prioritizing our customers and showing our appreciation by putting our money where your loyalty is. BTC customers, claim your $200 Bahamas Air gift card when you add postpaid mobile to your internet plan. That's loyalty that flows both ways.
When your hands are too full, life is just too complicated. Lala, Sally, come here. Uncomplicate. Go faster, safer, greener with the digital way to pay. With Tap to Pay, it's as easy as a gentle touch. No more headaches. Say hello to convenience. The future of pay is digital with options like credit cards, debit cards, online banking, and digital wallets. Make every experience unforgettable. Embrace the ease of digital payments today.
Do you ever just want more? But wait, there's Marco's! Introducing the More Marco's menu, packed with your favorites starting at just $6. Like our warm, golden baked cheesy bread, crispy stuffed risotto. How about a hot, fresh, medium one-topping pizza, subs, calzones, pizza bowls, and more. Starting at just $6. Certain restrictions apply. More variety, more value, more Marco's. Order today at Marco's Pizza, Bahamas.
Man, this ain't making no sense, man. How people making it out here, Dre? If you want to stop living paycheck to paycheck, you gotta learn how to budget. First, write down all of your income. Then, list out all of your expenses. And don't forget to save. Stop throwing away money. Put something aside for savings. And get this, government savings bonds can safely grow your money. So start budgeting, save your coins, and invest smart. Financial independence, way. Wait, financial independence, way. Learn how to invest in government savings bonds on the Central Bank of the Bahamas website.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Bahamas Striping Group of Companies, where safety is first.
Well, you're looking at an aerial shot there of the Atlantis Paradise Island Resort. And that shot courtesy of our esteemed drone pilot, Neville Smith. Welcome back. A joint operation in Long Key leads to a substantial drug seizure and the arrest of those attempting to carry out. Corval Python reports that the suspects and the drugs are now both in the hands of authorities.
In all, 66 sacks, more than 50 of them containing marijuana, the others cocaine, seized in a joint operation with Bahamian law enforcement and OPAP partners off Long Key Wednesday afternoon. Superintendent Wendy Pearson is with the Drug Enforcement Unit. She says a tip led officers to Marina and then the subsequent arrest of several suspects.
The officers observed a number of males offloading a number of packages onto a truck. This truck was then observed going to a residence where these males were again seen offloading these packages into a shed. As a result of that, officers from the Auckland District and Crooked Island District were notified, where they went to this residence where they found 5 Bahamian males ranging in ages of 36 to 25, where they took those males to the shed where they saw in plain view a number of coca sacks. When they were examined, they contained marijuana and cocaine.
The suspects were transported to New Providence, where they are now detained. 2 King Air 350 aircraft, which normally seat 16 passengers, brought the drugs to Odyssey Aviation Thursday afternoon. The confiscated drugs that had been laid out stood at more than 3 feet high, placed in an aircraft hangar before being loaded onto a truck to be weighed and counted. This is the latest major drug seizure this year. Earlier in the year, more than $400,000 worth of drugs were found during an operation in Grand Bahama. And in late 2024, another substantial seizure off marijuana. Senior Assistant Commissioner of Police Roberto Goodman believes these successes underscore the effectiveness and strength of this multinational, multi-agency partnership.
And so for those drug traffickers who continue those drug trafficking organizations, who continue to try to traffic drugs in our Bahamas land, I want you to know that Drug Enforcement Unit is out there and the police is out there. We work jointly with the U.S. counterparts, and we have our own law enforcement here, the Royal Bahamas Police Force and also the Defense Force, who will also be able to protect our borders from illegal narcotics entering the Bahamas.
Now, authorities say it is still too early to estimate exactly the value of this fine. As we said, investigations are ongoing. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Corvell Pfeiffer.
Now, police officials have since pegged the estimated weight of the cocaine at 687 pounds, the value nearly $7 million, while the 1,650 pounds of marijuana is worth an estimated $1,900. In other news this evening, the U.S. and China may have pumped the brakes on their trade war, but head of the local Contractors Association says its impact is already cutting into that sector, with consumers feeling the blow. Lloyd Allen has the story.
The Bahamas Contractors Association noting some challenges following the ongoing trade war between the United States and global partners. But despite this, President of the association, Leonard Sands, noting that they continue to remain on the ground in conversation to improve conditions for all.
I think what is the biggest concern of the local construction industry, because of these tariffs, because of these increased costs, is the end user, the consumer.
Sands is convinced the changes will be slow but incremental.
If you were only able to qualify for, let's say, $250,000, and now you have a 10% increase on all goods and service what comes in. That's not a 10% increase on $250,000. That's about half that amount, because that's all your materials. Now your $125,000 is going up by 10% more, and that's not significant. But if your ceiling for your loan was only $250,000, you no longer qualify for that loan.
Sands adds that if reapplication fails, some are forced to scale down on construction.
I don't think persons appreciate that the numbers of persons being able to qualify for homes is reducing, and our businesses, while the tariff increases continue to hamper and cause this to be a very difficult space for the homeowners or potential homeowners and then contractors.
Meantime, the association is doing all it can to make up for the possible shortfall.
The Bayman Contractors Association is actively engaging in numerous of conversations. We're talking to the banks, we're talking to lenders who are not declaring banks, and we're talking about how do we help that person bridge the gap.
Sands advises homeowners to seek qualified contractors and remain alert for changes that could very well impact their ability to own a home. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Lloyd Allen.
Well, 1 month since that massive fire swept through AML Solomon's and Costrite Old Trail stores and a number of the Department of Labor's neighboring new offices, Works Minister, the Honorable Clay Sweeting, tells us protocols are in place allowing for the clearing of the property and reconstruction efforts.
With any fire situation, of course, the police has to do their investigation. So once they do their investigation and they apply for the demolition, there'll be no issue getting that sorted out. So most issues with that would be tied to police investigation to see how the fire started, how it spread, the cause of the fire, and all of that.
Meantime, environmental officials pinning down the source of that stench that's affected students, teachers, and staff in the Robinson Road area to a business impacted by last month's nearby fire. Earlier this week, our news team spoke with C.H. Reeves principal, Dr. Sterling McPhee, who described the odor as deeply unsettling. Well, in a release today, the Ministry of Education assured that it's reached out to the parent company of the business responsible and has been advised by its VP of Marketing that the matter is being resolved. Now, the district superintendent, along with the principals and shop stewards of the respective schools, have created a contingency plan that allows, where necessary, for students to be temporarily placed at local churches. The outside of the upper chamber draped in black, a small table adorned with an arrangement and a book of condolences greeted mourners who filed into the Senate to get a final view of one of its esteemed presidents. Lloyd Allen has the report.
Of the former parliamentarian, former leader of the opposition, and former president of the Senate lied in state in the Senate building on Thursday. Dignitaries arrived just after 9 a.m. to sign the Book of Condolences while offering comfort to Bostwick's family. Senate President, the Honorable Lachelle Adderley, described Bostwick as a fallen hero.
I always admired the fact that he was a politician, a dynamic defense attorney, and he believed in this country, a remarkable patriotic behavior.
Former Prime Ministers, the Right Honourable Hubert Ingram and Right Honourable Perry Christie, also reminisced on the veteran politician's life.
It was my honour to make him a Queen's Counsel. He became the second Queen's Counsel appointed in the Bahamas the last 45, 50 years.
He spoke openly about issues. He never minced his words. He had a great passion for people.
Free National Movement leader Michael Pintard and Chief Justice Sir Ian Winder both personally and professionally celebrated Bostwick's contribution to national development.
He was a mentor. He is someone who poured the best of himself into so many young, aspiring politicians or activists, and you did not have to be on the team that he supported.
And he was one of those lawyers who didn't keep his cards behind his back. He appraised you as to what he was going to do because he was that confident in this case.
Even House of Assembly Chief Clerk David Forbes underscored how the late politician's career remains unforgettable.
His contribution to the debates was very vigorous and very thorough and well studied.
And for those who knew him well, say the contributions made in Parliament and throughout the Bahamas will forever be celebrated. Reporting from the House of Assembly for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Lloyd Allen.
Well, Michelle Knowles has a look at what's coming up in sports.
And the GSSA Sudden Death Soccer playoffs are underway. Details of that story and more coming up in sports.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Folk Call Smart Pass, the smart way to pay at the pump.
Calling all Alive Fiber basketball fans. Get ready to experience the NBA Finals live. You can enter an all-expense-paid trip to not one, but 2 NBA Finals games. It's simple. Just sign up for our Alive NBA League Pass or Infinite Sports X package by May 16th. Stay connected, enjoy blazing fast internet, and score your chance to witness the NBA action up close. Don't miss out. Visit AliveFiber.com and take your shot at NBA glory. Terms and conditions apply. It's good to be alive.
Hello?
Hey girl, what you saying? I just was calling to check up on you.
Hey girl, everything fine, but I just can't talk right now. I gotta go to the clinic.
The clinic? Everything okay with you?
Yeah girl, everything fine with me. I just trying to get this little one ready because he has an appointment for his childhood vaccination.
Well, Logan's 6 years old. I haven't taken him for his last vaccine appointment since before the pandemic.
Did you know that the childhood vaccinations could protect these little ones from preventable diseases like polio, rubella, measles, and mumps? So these vaccinations for the little ones is the best we could do for them.
I'm going to make that appointment for him because I need him to get up to date with all of his vaccines. Let me let you go, but call me back when you come back home.
Mommy, I need to go get my vaccines.
This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Health and Wellness, PAHO WHO, and the Canadian government.
Hi, I'm Melissa, and I'm a survey enumerator with the Bahamas National Statistical Institute, or BNSI. For the next few months, we will be conducting the Household Expenditure Survey on various islands.
You might be wondering, why is this survey important? Well, it helps us to determine the poverty line and assess how to ensure everyone has access to the basic services they need. This information is used by the government, businesses, researchers, and students to make informed decisions and plan for the future. We know that your time is valuable, which is why we've made the survey as simple and easy as possible. And don't worry, all your information you provide is confidential.
Your participation will help us gather accurate information that will benefit everyone in the Bahamas. Thank you for your cooperation and being a part of shaping the future of the Bahamas.
Throughout our lifetime, we must all make decisions. No matter how we choose, the right one just needs to be made. Like having J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers as your insurance partner. We've been serving the Bahamas for over 100 years. Whether you need home, motor, marine, or commercial insurance, make the right decision. Call 397-2100 or visit jsjohnson.com.
J.S. Johnson Insurance. Peace of mind.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station. Open the app, scan the pump's QR code. Select your payment amount and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
This portion of the news is brought to you by 700 Wines and Spirits, bringing celebration across the nation.
Welcome to your Thursday Sports Check, everyone. I'm Amajal Knowles, topping sports. It was a do-or-die on Wednesday at the Roscoe Davies soccer pitch as 8 teams trying to punch their ticket to the championship game in the GSSA Sudden Death Soccer Playoffs. Our Eugene Stewart tells us who advanced in this report.
In the senior girls division, this one was the Kenesha Capron show as Capron would score all 5 of the R.M. Bailey Pacers goals to take down the Government High Magic Phoenix. As the Pacers awaited their opponent, defending senior girls champs, the C.R. Walker Knights, took care of business to secure their spot in yet another championship by stinging the Rattlers of C.I. Gibson 3-0. On the senior boys side, a low-scoring affair between the Doris Johnson Mystic Marlins and the Government High Magic Phoenix, as the Magic Phoenix would stay on top of this one 1-0 throughout the first half. The Mystic Marlins holding strong defense would keep the Magic Phoenix to their lone goal as they look to tie things up. In the final seconds, Government High would put the ball to the net to make it 2-0 to advance to the championship. A fast-paced matchup between the Anatole Rogers Timberwolves and the Stingrays of C.V. Bethel as the Timberwolves would go up quickly in the match 3-0 at halftime. The Stingrays would answer back to score their first goal to begin the second half, but in the end, the Timberwolves would rack up 4 more goals to close this one out 7-1. Senior boys and girls matchups begin on Friday at the Roscoe Davies playing field. Reporting for ZNS Total Sports, I'm Eugene Stewart.
Lakers Hall of Famer Magic Johnson over the weekend spoke to Next Gen Young Men Mentorship Program at the Bahamas Resort. Magic speaking to the group about triumphing over adversity, building his global business legacy, and embracing core values like discipline, education, and belief in oneself. Johnson also, while here, would pay a courtesy call to the nation's chief prime minister, the Honorable Philip Davis. And that's when we look at your sports on this Thursday. A check on weather when we return.
Diet-friendly special.
Are you or a loved one under medical care? Do you need affordable medical supplies? Ports International is the largest home health care supplier. Medical supplies at the very best price. And you can even shop online. From hospital beds to wound care, wheelchairs to walkers, Ports is a one-stop shop for your medical supplies, and we accept insurance. We have online shopping and 2 locations to serve you, at the Airport Industrial Park and Shirley Street. We also ship to the Family Islands. Shop online and visit us on Facebook. Call Ports at 377-1771.
The new stuffed crust cheddar flavor has a taste you'll enjoy.
Outside and inside.
With a delicious stuffed crust covered in irresistible cheddar flavor. Come and try the new stuffed crust cheddar flavor only at Little Caesars.
Pizza, pizza.
Hello?
Hey, girl. What you saying? I just was calling to check up on you.
Hey, girl. Everything fine, but I just can't talk right now. I gotta go to the clinic.
The clinic? Everything okay with you?
Yeah, girl, everything fine with me. I just trying to get this little one ready because he has an appointment for his childhood vaccination.
Well, Logan's 6 years old. I haven't taken him for his last vaccine appointment since before the pandemic.
Did you know that the childhood vaccinations can protect these little ones from preventable diseases like polio, rubella, measles, and mumps? So these vaccinations for the little ones is the best we could do for them.
I'm going to make that appointment for him because I need him to get up to date with all of his vaccines. Let me let you go, but call me back when you come back home.
Mommy, I need to go get my vaccines.
This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Health and Wellness, PAHO WHO, and the Canadian government.
We're all in this boat together. It takes a team to do it. It doesn't take one person or 3 people, 5 people. It takes a team of people to pull this thing off.
We have about 72 employees in Freeport, and the rest are in Nassau, Abelkona, Luthra, a total of over 165.
A lot of people are not aware that Sans is brewed here in the Bahamas. It's made, it's produced here in Grand Bahama Island after Dorian, and especially during the pandemic. Every time I saw a bottle of beer, every time I saw a Sans product, it represented resilience.
The only thing I can say to the Bahamian people is to support your own.
All of us are in this boat together, our staff, the country, everyone. And we've been through a lot of rough patches, taken on water, bailed the water out, and now it's time to be sailing forward. And we need everyone's support to make that happen.
Get to grow, keeping you in the know, keeping you in the know. God, that's good enough to eat, and it's good to grow. It's good enough to eat, and it's good to grow.
Imagine biting into a Bahamian-grown sweet potato, so rich in flavor and nutrition that it rivals imports, and knowing it came straight from your local farmer. That's the future the Caribbean Agricultural Research and Development Institute is working towards with its newest project at the Gladstone Road Agricultural Center.
Sweet potatoes are one of the most popular roots and tubers here in the Bahamas. And because of that, one of the complaints that we do get is that farmers sometimes don't have access to new planting material. So one of the things that we did is that we first started about 3 years ago with just 2 varieties. And when we visit farms or we visit some of the family islands, we would take samples or cuttings, or better known as slips, from the sweet potatoes, and we would propagate it in our greenhouse.
Cardi's country representative, Dr. Shelly-Ann Bridgewater, further explains the purpose of their work.
So part of our work is to do some research and record data in terms of how they're yielding, how their growing habits are, what is the ability to withstand the conditions of the Bahamas. And of course, we can't forget when it's time for harvesting, we're going to be looking at the tubers and even trying to do some taste tests to see what is the preference of the consumer.
A living treasure chest of sweet potato varieties collected from across the Bahamas and beyond, from islands like New Providence, Andros, and Long Island to international sources like Cuba. These varieties are now being nurtured to multiply and eventually supply local farmers with high-quality planting slips.
So right now on this field, we actually have about 14 varieties. Some of them are from local origin, and some of them came out of Cuba from the organization INIFIT. So one of the benefits of this is germplasm conservation, and it's actually a very important aspect of agriculture because many times we lose a lot of our planting material, either it be due to farming practices or sometimes it's just as a result of the weather conditions. A lot is lost during the hurricane. So one of the things is this field is actually to provide farmers with alternative planting material and new planting material that they have not used.
And if you're interested in grabbing any of the slips Cardi has available, contact them at 603-2320. That's 603-2320. Keeping you in the know with Good to Grow, I'm Leah Cooper.
Well, it's time now for a check on tonight's weather forecast, and for that we turn to Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean.
It's time now for your ZNS Evening Weather Forecast, and we are some 16 days out from the start of the official hurricane season, and Colorado State University, well, they're predicting 17 named storms. 9 of those will become hurricanes, and we're looking at 4 major hurricanes. So this is a good time to take care of those preseason precautions. And our satellite picture, well, our radar is showing dry conditions return to the northwest Bahamas after 2 days of torrential rainfall. That system which brought those rains are now over the southeast Bahamas, pushing towards the south and east, so we still have 1 or 2 little pockets in the extreme southeastern parts of our country. And your boating forecast tonight is brought to you by Live Business, where we bulk up your business. In the northwestern central islands tonight through Saturday, you can expect light and variable winds with flat seas. High tide, well, that will take place at 10:39 tonight, with another high tide at 10:55 tomorrow morning. Now for the southeast Bahamas through Saturday, easterly winds 10 to 15 knots, wave heights 2 to 4 feet, making beautiful boating condition for the next few days. That's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures, and they're brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
When I'm walking down them rocky, narrow dirt roads, with a basket of potatoes on my head, oh, don't you worry, I come from down home. That's where the island folks bake their potato bread. They bake it down home, outside in the Dutch oven down home, wrapped in banana leaf down home.
And that's going to do it for your international temperatures, brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But join me at 11 o'clock for a full weather update. Orchestra.
Well, thanks, Basil. And that does it for the National Report. But stay close. The Rundown with Clint Watson is up next, live from Grand Bahama. Good night.
This public service announcement has been brought